Hi, so my name is Laura Quintana, and the location that I chose was John Steinbeck's Sea of Cortez. Um, the Sea of Cortez was pretty much a expedition that John Steinbeck and Ed Ricketts did in 1940, and they set on this expedition to learn more about the Sea of Cortez as well as collecting specimens for Doc's labs. And I'm going to go ahead and read a little portion of the book from our class, The Journey into Steinbeck, California. So this is just a little overview from the book. It says Baja California is a rugged, mountainous peninsula nearly 1,000 miles long that forms the western border of the Gulf of California. In 1940, it was a remote, dry, and unearthly place of tiny fishing villages and a richly diverse sea, a combination that had drawn explorers for centuries, even though Francisco de Ulloa had circumnavigated the Gulf and discovered the mouth of the Colorado River by 1539. A belief that the northern end of the Gulf opened into the Pacific persisted well into the 17th century. While Steinbeck and Ricketts sailed on the Purse Seiner Western Flyer to the Sea of Cortez in March 1940, their intention was clear: to see everything that this place of rich biodiversity had to reveal. There was an expedition to collect marine invertebrates, but also became a nearly mythic trip to a legendary place, not so different, really, from the one Steinbeck had imagined. Rather than call it the Gulf of California, Steinbeck and Ricketts referred to that body of water by its old name, the Sea of Cortez, after the legendary Spanish conquistador, a better sounding and a more exciting name. On their voyage, they sailed past half mythical places, for they are not only stormy but treacherous, and again that atavistic fear arises. Fear that made our ancestor people such places with monsters. Again and again, Steinbeck refers to it as a place of mirages, for the whole surrounding land is unsubstantial and changing, unreal, remote, and exotic. La Paz has a magic carpet sound to the name, and Puerto Escondido, the hidden harbor, is a place of magic. Like any legendary place, this one had its heroic past, and Steinbeck and Ricketts repeatedly invoked both accomplishments and the misconceptions of the explorers and scientists who preceded them and referred to the old histories of sturdy Jesuit fathers building missions on the peninsula. "It's the most difficult work I've ever undertaken," he wrote to the New York Herald Tribune book reviewer Louis Gannett after completing the manuscript for Sea of Cortez, and it clearly was the most hybrid travelogue, scientific survey, and philosophic narrative. Pages are filled with history, social commentary, environmental observation, conversations, visionary speculation, character sketches, and humor. The book embraces a holistic vision of a biologically rich environment, a place where the sea swarms with life, the land is dry and forlorn and burned, and Indians on lonely little rancherias seem to live and remember things to be so related to the seashore and the rocky hills and the loneliness that they are these things. In swells of indignant prose, Sea of Cortez asks readers to consider that a preoccupation with external things may be evidence of human mutation, and that a preoccupation with war may be a mutation that will see us done for, extinct. More gently, the book draws the reader into an amalgamation of physics, metaphysics, psychology, mysticism, myth, and legend. And then we talked and speculated, talked and drink. This tech orchestrates place in a symphonic mode. So here's a picture of the Western Flyer from the book. The crew as well that went. Says the great rocks on the end of Cabo Peninsula are almost literary, according to this book. These are just some of the pictures that were outlined in here. Says the coastline of the peninsula slid along brown and desolate and dry, with strange flat mountains and rocks torn by dryness. The heat shimmer hung over the land even in March. There's a crab down there as well. and a sea fish, and this is Cabo San Lucas as of today. So this is what I'm doing my location on. Again, my name is Laura Quintana, and the location that I chose was the Sea of Cortez.